Hi guys, Matthias here. In this video, I want to talk about polyphasic sleep, my experience with it, my experiment with it as well, which I did in 2015, but I would like to start from the beginning. Back in the days, everybody, or at least myself, was playing on PokerStars. It was a great site. It had different VIP levels that you can reach. The highest one was Supernova Elite. It was a special one. You had high rewards, high rakeback, some other special things. And the first time I reached that was in 2013. 2014, I reached it as well, but I did not achieve the points that I actually would have liked to reach. So that's where Polyphasic Sleep comes into play for 2015. I set myself a challenge that I want to reach Supernova Elite status as soon as possible. My target was actually 2 months. I wanted to achieve in 2 months what took me the previous year like 10 or 11 months, and in 2013 it took me like 12 months every day, right? I had to figure out a way how I can get as much grind hours as possible. And the idea behind polyphasic sleep is that you don't have one sleep cycle where you sleep 8 hours a night called monophasic sleep, but instead you split your sleep into multiple smaller stages. That's supposed to be a little bit more efficient. So let me tell you how exactly that very extreme model of polyphasic sleep looks like. You are supposed to be awake 3 hours and 40 minutes and then sleep another 20 minutes. This is one cycle of 4 hours. Then you're up another 3 hours and 40 minutes and then you take another nap of 20 minutes. And if you do this the entire day, you do the math, then you see, okay, you have 6 cycles, so 6 times 4, 24 hours, of course, where you're 6 times sleeping 20 hours, which is a total of 2 hours. I thought, okay, let me target for that, but maybe it's a little bit too extreme. So I was fine if I slept like 3 hours or 4 hours, completely okay, but I couldn't really afford to sleep more than that. Otherwise, I knew Supernova Elite within 2 months not going to happen. Well, also I knew I'm probably not capable of doing this alone myself, because if I'm very tired, if I sleep 20 minutes, will I get up? Maybe the first time, maybe the second time, but for sure I cannot keep this for a longer period. So I had to have the perfect environment around me to make such a challenge even possible. So what did I do? I arranged with 2 other friends of mine who also like to play poker, that they are constantly living at my house and they help me, we arrange, we plan everything in detail, that everything works out. What friend is awake at what time should I go to bed or take a nap? Not sure if I can call it go to bed. What time should I be up? That's how it started in 2015. I started, I think, at the 1st of January. At the beginning, you are not tired enough that you can actually have a good quality sleep in those 20 minutes. So it starts by being awake like around 30 hours. And then you're so tired that you can actually manage to sleep in the next 20 minutes that will follow. However, now there's a big issue around the stage until you get used to it. At the beginning, you have those 20-minute naps, but you're actually not fit. You have no power, you're out of energy, you're unconcentrated, you're extremely tired when you get up. And why is this? In order to understand, you need to know a little bit about the background of polyphasic sleep. So if we sleep in a night 8 hours, then there are different sleep stages that you go through. You have light sleep, you have deep sleep, then you have the so-called REM sleep. This is actually a stage which usually happens not within the first few minutes. It takes a little bit longer until you get in the REM stage. But that's actually a super crucial part of like feeling fit, being rested, being smart, being concentrated. So back to the story now. If I take the nap for 20 minutes, at the beginning, I do not get that so-called REM sleep. I do not fall into that stage. And that's why at the first few days, you're extremely tired. My friends had to make sure that after every 20-minute nap that I get up again, that I wake up again. My body was like so tired. Sometimes I almost fell asleep while clicking the mouse button. So the first 2 or 3 days, I would say, were by far the most challenging. It was like really hard. But suddenly I felt after a 20-minute nap, oh, what's happening? I'm somewhat feeling fresh. I got up easier. That's, I think, when it started, that my body adapted and that I got into the right stage where I have more rest. I read in the internet that it will probably take 10 days till this stage starts. So I was actually surprised that it started for me personally on like day 3 or 4 or 5 already. Like day 3 or 4. And then like day 5, it improved. Day 6, it improved a lot. And I was so productive. I hardly was that tired at any stage anymore, maybe like a few hours a day. But beside that, I was fresh. I could grind really a lot. So on day 4, day 5, that was really the big change. I was so much more rested. But let's talk a little bit about the downside as well. This works when I'm at home, when I'm only working, when I have my 2 friends with me, making sure that everything is correct. But what about social life? It doesn't really work, right? Imagine you have a family lunch on Sunday, but I have to make a 20-hour nap. I cannot skip it. That will get you out of the rhythm completely. So that will be messed up. So basically, I had to lock in myself at home like I'm in a cave. I did this for the first 2 weeks for sure, and I was so good on pace. The way it actually ended, it was not a planned end. It was like arranging with my friends. We were not that careful anymore as we were in the beginning, and then it happened. The alert went off, none of my friends were at home, and I didn't hear it. I did not get up in time. A few hours have passed. I get up after like 6 hours, and I think at that point it was over. Like there was no chance to recover it. Of course I tried it, but what happened next? 2 hours later, 4 hours later, I tried to take a nap, but I was like so rested that I couldn't. So I continued to grind a few more hours. And then I tried to take another nap. And again, it didn't work because I was still so rested from the long sleep that my body did not fall into that 20-minute nap where I also have the important sleep stages that are required. And then basically I got like so tired after like 20 hours that I decided to cancel that experiment because I was really not willing to restart over again. So what are the general results? What were my targets? What did I actually achieve? Even though the experiment failed after like 2-3 weeks, I grinded an incredible amount of games in that point, and I think at the end of January I completed 40% of the entire Supernova Elite. So I could see already at that point, well, 2 months probably not going to happen, but nevertheless I was extremely happy that I tried it, that I made something new. It was a new experience. I grinded an incredible amount of points, which probably took me around 4 months the previous year. I was on a great pace. Up to this date, I'm still doing Polyphasic Sleep a lot. Of course not in that extreme level, but how do I do it nowadays? Sometimes I have to get up at midday, even though I grind the entire night. So then I have only like 3 hours sleep a night. And then I will just make a nap in the afternoon or take another 3 hours sleep in the afternoon. So my body by now is used to not having this one sleep cycle each night always. I can split it up. I can sleep 3 hours a night, sleep 4 hours in the afternoon, sleep 5 hours a night, do a 20-minute nap in the afternoon or a 60-minute nap in the afternoon. So if you want to experiment with it, I really highly suggest those naps. At the beginning, you will have struggled to fall asleep, but I think it's actually a great tool to implement. In a lot of other cultures or countries, they even do it at work. I even heard that in Asia, in big business, they have actually like sleep rooms where people can take a nap or like a 1 hour sleep in the midday break. I can't put my hands down if that's true, but that's what I heard. So other cultures are doing this concept as well. How did 2015 actually continue? I already shared. January, great, 40% of Supernova Elite completed, and I think I completed Supernova Elite the full 1 million points in March or at the end of March. So it was a great pace. I had a good new experience, and now to every one of you thinking to try something out like that, I really want to mention that it's extremely challenging because it does not work with social life, and that's a big problem. I never planned to do it for many months because for me it's very important. Family, meeting friends, hanging out with good friends, just a very important part of my life. I tried it as an experiment, and if you want to do it, go ahead. If you are studying at the university, if you have a big exam ahead, maybe you want to try it. It's fun, but don't do it alone. That's my number 1 tip. Don't do it alone. I think it cannot work. You will just not get up after those 20 minutes nap, as I already shared. So you need your girlfriend, you need a good friend to assist you with, that's for sure. For me personally, overall, I look back at this time in a very positive way. It was a very interesting experience. I like to take new challenges, and even though it failed, I'm happy with it. If you like this kind of content, let us know in the comments below. Let me know if you experienced with Polyphasic Sleep or naps already, and don't forget to click the subscribe button to always be up to date with our newest uploads.